January 6th marks 1 year since the insurrection at the U.S. Capitol. To this day, misinformation about the event continues to spread. So we're going to look into 3 claims to help you separate fact from fiction. First is a statement issued last month by former President Donald Trump, where he claimed the insurrection was a, quote, completely unarmed protest. So let's verify. Were protesters at the Capitol on January 6th unarmed? Our sources are the U.S. Attorney's Office, law enforcement agencies investigating the protest, and the protesters themselves. So far, law enforcement has arrested more than 700 people for allegedly having a role in the insurrection. They include Mark Mazza, who is charged with bringing a loaded revolver to the Capitol, and Lonnie Kaufman, who pleaded guilty to driving his pickup to the Capitol with several loaded guns, hundreds of rounds of ammunition, a crossbow with bolts, machetes, and jars filled with ingredients from Molotov cocktails. Prosecutors also say armed doesn't just mean firearms. Other protesters were charged with assaulting police officers with crutches, flagpoles, stolen police equipment, stun guns, and mace. So it's false that protesters at the Capitol on January 6th were unarmed. Investigators are still trying to identify everyone who committed a crime last year and bring them to justice. But one piece of misinformation is about the seriousness of the charges that some people are facing. Let's verify. Are most people convicted of felony charges in the January 6th insurrection? Our sources are the Justice Department and law enforcement filings across the country. Once someone is arrested, the charges against them can change as their case makes its way through the courts. Sometimes a defendant will agree to plead to a lesser charge in exchange for a lenient sentence. While many protesters were charged with some kind of a felony, court records show all but 7 of those are convicted of only misdemeanors, such as illegally demonstrating or parading in the Capitol. This often means they don't serve any jail time. So it's false that so far most people are convicted of felony charges in the January 6th insurrection. That brings us to an email from Verify viewer Kathy. Can some felons from the January 6th insurrection still vote? Our sources are the American Civil Liberties Union, the National Conference of State Legislatures, and the Campaign Legal Center. The right to vote is overseen by both the federal and state governments, but only some states have rules restricting felons from the ballot box. The ACLU estimates nearly 6 million Americans have lost their right to vote because of a criminal conviction. A lot of it comes down to where a person lives. The NCSL says 48 states disenfranchise felons while in prison. 37 automatically restore their right to vote once released or sentences are complete. 11 others require additional action to restore voting rights. Maine, Vermont, Puerto Rico, and D.C. allow everyone to vote, including inmates. So it's true, some felons from the January 6th insurrection can still vote, depending on where they live. And as we mentioned, a majority of those convicted in the insurrection pleaded guilty to misdemeanors, meaning in most states, their right to vote isn't affected. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis. To receive daily fast facts to your phone, text VERIFY to 202-410-8808. And to sign up for our newsletter, visit verifythis.com/email.